Samsung has officially started production of its next-generation foldables, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Galaxy Z Flip 7, and they're expected to hit the shelves very soon. The company had previously planned to begin mass production in May 2025, and it's right on schedule, a sign that things are moving smoothly behind the scenes. While this is exciting news for foldable fans, there's a noticeable shift in Samsung's approach this year. Production targets for both the Fold 7 and Flip 7 have been significantly reduced compared to previous generations. Samsung now plans to manufacture around 3 million units of the Galaxy Z Flip 7 and just 2 million units of the Galaxy Z Fold 7. That's roughly a 40% drop in total production, and it clearly reflects the reality that foldable sales haven't quite matched the early hype. Despite the lowered targets, Samsung seems committed to pushing ahead in the foldable space. Alongside the phones themselves, accessories for both the Flip 7 and Fold 7 have also entered production. So if you're someone who likes to personalize your device with cases, chargers, or other accessories, those options should be ready at launch. But what's even more intriguing is that Samsung isn't stopping with just the Fold and Flip this year. A Galaxy tri-foldable phone is also reportedly in the pipeline and might debut later in 2025. However, production targets for the tri-fold model are even more modest, only around 200,000 units. That suggests Samsung is treating it more like an experimental or luxury device, which makes sense given its expected high price tag. It's a bold move, but also a cautious one. When it comes to performance, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is almost certainly going to be powered by the same Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset that's featured across the Galaxy S25 series. This chip is known for its high efficiency and powerful AI capabilities, so Fold 7 users can expect flagship-level performance. As for the Flip 7, things are a little less certain. There have been sightings of test variants using Samsung's own Exynos chip, specifically the Exynos 2500. But according to several reports, the Exynos 2500 might not be ready in time for mass production. If that's the case, Samsung may end up using a Snapdragon processor in the Flip 7 as well, likely the Snapdragon 8's Gen 3 or possibly even the same 8 Elite chip found in the Fold 7 and S25 series. Either way, users should get a snappy, premium experience whether they go for the Fold or Flip. Now let's talk design. There have been whispers that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might be significantly slimmer than its predecessors, perhaps even slimmer than the impressively thin Oppo Find 5 foldable, which comes in at just 8.2 millimeters when folded. However, don't get your hopes up too high. While Samsung is always working on design improvements, most sources say the Fold 7 probably won't hit that ultra-slim target. Still, we can expect some refinements in terms of weight, hinge mechanics, and overall usability. Samsung's biggest competitor, Apple, is also lurking in the background with its own foldable plans. Rumors suggest Apple is targeting 2027 to release its first foldable iPhone, timed to mark the 20th anniversary of the original iPhone. That gives Samsung at least a 2-year head start to perfect its foldables and further entrench itself as the leader in this category. Interestingly, while Samsung seems to be having a smooth production cycle this year, Apple may be facing supply chain headaches of its own. Reports suggest that Apple's plans to equip every iPhone 17 model with 12 gigabytes of RAM might be under threat due to ongoing component shortages. Even Apple CEO Tim Cook is said to be deeply concerned about the situation. Meanwhile, Samsung looks to be in a much better place operationally, at least for now. All in all, the Fold 7 and Flip 7 represent a more focused, perhaps even cautious step forward for Samsung. The company is clearly scaling back its expectations in terms of sales, but it's also signaling that it's still invested in the foldable future. By controlling production, refining performance, and even teasing a futuristic trifold phone, Samsung is aiming to stay ahead of the curve. As the launch approaches, we'll likely get more details on specs, features, and pricing. But for now, fans can rest easy knowing that production has begun and new foldables are just around the corner.